Did you know by the year 2035, 1 in 3 households will be headed by someone 65 or older? In fact, over 10,000 people a day are turning 62, and 3,000 of those are still making monthly mortgage payments. So, if you're one of those 3,000 people per day that's still making a mortgage payment, let's say you're 62 and older and retired, no longer want to make that payment, let's have a little chat, a little coffee talk, if you will, about HECMs.
Now wait just a second, Greg. What the heck is a HECM?
Hey, Bucky, that's a great question. A home equity conversion mortgage is not your traditional reverse mortgage of old. They are far more improved now. But basically, how they work is you take your existing equity in your primary home and you convert it to cash. Okay? You use that cash to pay off your existing mortgage, and if there's enough left over, you can keep the extra cash and pull it out as either as a lump sum or in monthly installments. Now, all this cash you've converted does not require a monthly mortgage payment to pay it back. That's the beauty of this product.
Now, my friends warned me about those reverse mortgages.
Well, Bucky, let's find out what your friends are telling you. What have you heard?
Hey, Greg, I heard with those types of loans, the government ends up owning your house.
No, Jimmy, that's not true. It's just like any traditional mortgage. You retain full title to your home. It's simply a mortgage lien placed on your home.
Now, Greg, I heard if you get one of those loans and you get in all this debt, and then when you pass, your kids are stuck with all this debt they got to pay back.
Well, Rip, that's just not true. As you're alive and occupying the home, there's no monthly payments. And when the last surviving spouse passes, the kids can keep the home, sell the home. If they don't want anything to do with it, they could just simply give the home back. This is what's called a non-recourse loan.
You see, now I heard to qualify for a reverse mortgage, your home has to be paid off. You have to own it free and clear.
Hey, Grimace, this just isn't the case. It doesn't require that your home be paid off in full. We convert the equity and pay off whatever mortgage you already have. If there's any left over, that's the cash you can keep.
Now, what I heard was if you get a reverse mortgage, you're stuck with that home forever. You can no longer sell it until you pay it off.
Well, Captain, again, not true. Sell it anytime you want. No prepayment penalty, and you still get to keep the net proceeds, same as a regular mortgage.
Okay, I was always told that if my spouse dies or is forced to go into an assisted living home, that I'm required to sell the house because I still have a reverse mortgage on it.
Well, Matthew, you might be stuck in the past. Prior to 2014, that may have been the case. However, since the changes that were put in place in 2014, the spouse can now stay in the home the rest of their life and never have to worry about making a mortgage payment. In fact, a HECM is often much better than a home equity line of credit, otherwise known as a HELOC. You see, with a HELOC, you get to convert your equity into cash, but you have to make monthly payments to pay that back. With a HECM line of credit, you still pull your equity out as cash, but you're not making any monthly payments to pay it back. Also, with a HELOC, depending on what your home value does, if your home value drops, the bank can reduce the amount of your line of credit on a HELOC, right? But with a HECM, the amount of your line of credit is guaranteed never to be reduced. Okay, so let's cover a basic breakdown of how this works. Let's say you're of the right age and your home has a lot of equity, okay, and you're still paying a monthly mortgage payment. We would simply convert your equity and pay off your mortgage so you no longer have a mortgage payment for the rest of your life, okay? And depending on your age and the amount of equity you have, you potentially could also take out a lump sum cash on top of that as well. Now, what can you do with that lump sum of cash? Whatever you want. Let's say, for example, you use that lump sum of cash to buy a small investment home. Now you went from having one home with a mortgage payment to owning 2 homes, both without payments. In fact, the second home you could rent out, and now you've created a rental income stream. Not to mention the tax write-offs on that rental property are tremendous. Now, let's cover 3 things to keep in mind about the home equity conversion mortgage. First off, at least one borrower has to be 62 years of age or older. Secondly, you must live in the home more than 6 months a year for it still to be considered your primary residence. And third, some folks may not realize that the cash you receive from the home equity conversion mortgage generally does not affect Social Security or Medicare benefits, as it's not technically considered income. What a great benefit during your retirement years. Okay, let's just cover any other concerns that may be out there.
You see, I'm just worried that mom and dad are going to get into something that they don't fully understand.
Nope, it's a 3-step process. First, you get a full proposal. Then, you go and complete professional counseling that explains all the ins and outs of the program, and only then do you start an application.
You know, I had a friend a while back that got a traditional reverse mortgage, pulled out 100% of the equity in their house, and blew all the money. And where they got into trouble is they couldn't pay their property taxes anymore, so they lost their house.
Well, Grimace, not anymore. You see, as of 2015, we started doing a financial assessment, which ensures we're only pulling out anywhere between 30 to 70% of your equity, and that you're financially able to pay your property taxes and homeowners insurance. In fact, there's even an option to set money aside to cover taxes and insurance, so you never have to pay for that for the rest of your life either.
Okay, what happens when this is all said and done? When the last surviving spouse passes away, then what do we do with this loan?
Okay, great question. Okay. The bank does not instantly take the home. The heirs have 3 options. Option 1, the heirs can simply buy the house, right, by paying off whatever remaining loan balance there may be. Option 2, heirs can sell the home, okay, and they still get to keep the net proceeds from the sale of that home. Or option 3, if the heirs want nothing to do with the home, they can simply give the home back. No harm, no foul. Again, remember, this is a non-recourse loan. Okay, let's wrap up by giving a more age-specific example, okay? Let's say you're 74 and you're selling your home and moving to Florida or Arizona or somewhere with sunshine and golf courses, okay? And let's say once you sell your home, you're walking away with $500,000 in cash. Now, the next house you buy, you don't want to have a mortgage payment on it, right? So let's talk about some options. Option 1, your first option, is what most people think is I'll just go buy a house for cash for $500,000. That way I don't have a mortgage payment. Okay, you could do that. That is option 1. Option 2 is you could buy that same $500,000 home, okay? But instead of putting all $500,000 of cash down, only put approximately $300,000 of cash down and keep the other $200,000. Basically what we'll do is we'll convert that $200,000 into a home equity conversion mortgage line of credit, okay? And then you can pull off of that every month as an income stream. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, now option 3, this one you may not have thought of, but I think is really cool. Let's say you can't find a house you like for $500,000, right? Let's say the houses you like are more like $750,000. Well, again, with the reverse purchase, you take your $500,000 cash as a down payment, you go buy that bigger $750,000 house, and you're done. No monthly mortgage payments ever on any of these 3 options. Look, if you'd like more information on a home equity conversion mortgage, let me know. I'd love to help. You can call me or email me some basic information. If you just let me know your address, how much you owe, and the birth dates of you and your spouse, right? With those 4 basic data points, I can send you some estimated amounts of what you might be able to do with your equity through a HECM, as well as I have some great frequently asked question flyers I can send you that describe some things in more detail. Let me know what questions you have. Always willing to chat. Maybe even meet for a coffee. Cheers.